Okay, so now let's start. So yesterday we have discussed or we have completed DMVPN, okay, all the phases, and along with that IPsec over DMVPN. Okay, so today we have to start the dual hub. Okay, so in the dual hub there would be two hubs now. Okay, so the same configuration. So we have to copy and paste all the configuration from hub 1 to hub 2. But I'm not sure we have saved the configuration yesterday or not. Just let me check it out, or else it will take 5 minutes. Okay, so just let it be start. So guys, now okay, so let's finish. Next class will be on Wednesday. Okay. Start the devices. Okay, yeah, but I'm not able to hear you guys. I'm so audible to everyone, but you guys are not audible. Okay. But meanwhile, we will configure the basic configuration here, at least on the notepad, I'll make it ready. The basic configuration means IP address and all, okay? So now, interface 0/0. So guys, try to do this practical on GNS3, sometime on EVNG, we won't get any output, so, okay? So we'll see today, okay? Or else it's better to use it on GNS3, okay? So 15.1.1/0. Oh, shit. This will be fine. Network is which one? First is, no, this is, we'll do it later. Feed out. This is towards the ISP. Okay. After that, interface tunnel 0, IP address would be 192.168.1.5/23. Tunnel source would be 15.1.1.1. Okay. After that, tunnel mode GRE, multiple IP NHRP. Network ID would be 10, IP NHRP. We have to define NHS 192.160.1.1. How to reach 11.1.1.1. Oh, sorry, IP-NHS is this one, and now IP-NHRP WAP 192.160.1.1. How to reach 11.1.1. No IP split horizon EIGRP 10. You remember this is for what? For the split horizon concept. Okay. I think this is okay, or else we'll do one thing. This is we would configure later. So first, one more thing, IP NHRP multicast with 11.1.1.1. Okay. And later we would copy router EIGRP 10 network 192.160.1.0 wildcard mask, and another one would be 5.5.5.0 wildcard mask. No. Okay. So just let it be started. Basic configuration, so I'm sure it should be there. So IP interface. So IP interface. Brief, it's there. Oh shit, that is not there. Which one? Tap. It's just a 5 minutes. Okay, interface tunnel 0 IP address 192.160.1/. 254. The same tunnel interface 0. Do show IP interface brief. Yes. Now, tunnel source 11.1.1.1. Tunnel mode GRE multi-point. Okay. After the IP and HRP, network ID 10. This is one. And this is my hub here. So I need the command after that IP and HRP, map, multicast, tag. That is only needed here. That's it. Now, to show IP interface brief, the interface into upstate. Okay. Along with that, router ARP 10, network 192.161.0, wildcard mask, network is 1.1.1.0. Like that. Come back with the spoke one. This is the spoke one. Interface tunnel 0 IP address is 192.162.1.2/24. Tunnel source would be 12.1.1.1. Tunnel mode GRE, multi-point, IP and HRP, network ID 10, IP and HRP NHS 192.162.1.1, mapping with the same 11.1.1.1 here, IP and HRP, map, multicast. How this multicast will be there with 11.1.1.1. Router HRP 10, network 0, wildcard mask, network is 2.2.2.0, like that. So IP HRP neighborship. Q count is 0. So IP route HRP. Have you practiced DMVPN or not? Honestly answer. No. Why? So day before yesterday, have you practiced MGRE? So DMVPN, how much time it would like hardly it would have take your 2 hours, not more than that. So are you getting what I'm typing here? No, I can see your faces. How it would work? Tell me. Then you would feel it's going fast. Obviously, you would feel it fast. The reason because you have not practiced last class. And if I'll explain the same thing again, so obviously it will take the same time as like again 2 hours for me. Because I can see your faces, you are blank, only she is replying, she is coordinating, that's it. They are totally sitting blank. Do you think this is a work? And yesterday I have given you a lecture of half an hour, I think, right? Again, useless, totally. That is also waste of time. How it would work? You only just tell me the solution. Obviously, it would be, obviously, right now, I can give you in the written, whatever I have typed now, it was bouncer for you. And you are feeling ki now what is going on. The same thing is going on, which we did yesterday. But I cannot explain it again. Sorry for that. That is also there. So VPN is one of the biggest model in CISA security. VPN, NICE, and FTD, 3 models. These 3 models are on the another one side, and other models, the remaining 7 models of CISA security is on the another side. ESA 1 week, CWS 1 week, WSA 3 weeks, okay, SRNS 2 weeks. Other models are very small there, and these are the biggest and the main. What to do now? Tell me. Shall I continue or what? Or shall I stop it here only? What is the use of continuing? Anup, right? What is the use of that? Because you're not from school and I'm not a teacher here. So on the daily basis, I'll ask you and I'll be behind you. I'm a trainer. I'm not a teacher. There's a difference between both. So spoon feeding is not possible. Just be professional. Yeah, okay, and especially the physical guys, online guys, so I can like they are also working and all already. They are not getting time. They have one problem, they are not getting time, and you have time, you are not utilizing that one. Otherwise, once you would join corporate now, you would face a lot of issues. Recently, layoff happened in McAfee, and networkers from 4 5 students they are out now. The reason they were not able to perform up to the mark, they crammed theoretical things, TCP, DNS kind of stuff. They cleared the interview, they got the job, but after that, it was very difficult for them to survive in the corporate. Okay, even they have sent in like email, like one girl was there. Okay, even she was not able to configure IP addresses on the Cisco's devices and on any other devices. Even I know she was very good in subnetting, but she doesn't know how to configure it. Same challenges will be there with you as well in the future if you want to practice. Just practice it now. What you are doing it else whole day. You everybody is staying in PG now. PGs or what? With family or PGs, you are paying rent and everything. So why you are wasting your time? You can just now go and see 4 5 candidates are very serious, and I hope they are just now in the morning 8 o'clock. It's not mandatory for them to come at 8 o'clock because this there is a no batch for them. But they are sitting in the lab and they are practicing because today there is a mock interview. Just do it here on the daily basis again and again. I cannot give you the lecture and all. That was just once only, and then I did it because I'm not a motivational trainer also here. If you would practice, you would have some question, and then only I'll be able to reply. Na? You would ask me high-end question, I'll ask you basic question, you're not able to reply. I'll also be not able to justify the answer then. Because this is not from the one side, it's from the both the sides. Because I can see the faces here. With faces only, I just feel like you have not practiced. Even I haven't asked you, right? By seeing your faces only, I can just tell you, okay, you have not practiced even. Okay, just practice it. Next time I'll not ask. Okay, it's your wish. Otherwise, okay. Now, so this is spoke. So neighborship is up to IP-HRP neighborship. That's fine. Now let me get into the spoke two. Even I cannot ask you any question also now. Okay, how, what is the command and all. Tunnel source is what? 13.1.1.1.1. Tunnel mode GRE multiple. Then tunnel IP and HRP network ID. Sorry. IP and HRP network ID 10. IP and HRP map. So NHS 192.168.1.1, IP mapping 1.1 with 11.1.1.1, IP map multicasting with 11.1.1.1. Outer HRP 10 network Okay, guys. Yeah, actually, it was on mute actually. Okay. Now show IP IGRP neighbor sales. So Q count is what? Sorry, Q count is 0. So neighborship has been established with the this one. So show IP route EIGRP. This is the information about what? Hub. Okay. So spoke one has also information about this one. Okay. But spoke one doesn't have the information of look back of spoke two. So for that, what is the solution? Go to here and just interface channel 0, no IP, split horizon, EIGRP 10. Okay. Make the interfaces shut, then make it no shut once, and just interface channel 0, make it shut, make it no shut. That's fine. This is okay. Okay. So just wait, and now neighborship would be up, and they would be able to exchange the routes. Okay. So this is fine. Spoke 3 is not required because just we have to check all the solution here. And now after this, I'll get into the this one. Meanwhile, I'll do one thing and just copy and this is host name up to. So all clear. So up to here, copy and paste with this iOS. Now I have given you Linux task also. That is also you have to finish up to Tuesday. Okay. One, this command is map. Okay, mapping I haven't mentioned. Interface channel 0. IPNHRP map multicast with 11.1.1. Meanwhile, I have to get into ISP also. Why ISP? Because there's Z4 interface. Okay. Interface /4 IP address 14.1.1.2 /24 no shut overlap. Okay. Sorry. It should be 15.1.1.2 /24 no shut object. Raw IP interface brief. This is 15.2 is fine. ISP is not needed anymore now. I'll be go back here. This might hub too. Let me just check that its reachability with all the spokes and with the hub and all. 11.1.1.1. This my hub 1. Thing with 12.1.1.1.1. Spoke 1. This is spoke 1. Now 13 is spoke 2. And now 14 is spoke 3. All clear? So this is fine. Everything is okay. Show IP IGRP neighbors. We don't have any neighborship up. Just fine. So now we have to configure. We have to check it out. This show run interface channel 0. IP map. This is fine. So this is address. Tunnel source, mode GRE, NHRP, mapping of NHS. I haven't defined NHS mapping, multicast. Okay. Now what is required only? The last thing, the configuration must be same there. Okay. Now just define. Neighborship is up. The face channel 0, just no IP, split horizon, EIGRP. Interface channel 0, make it shut and make it no. Okay. Just let it be here now. So here now one more edge RP neighbor would be added, and who would be a neighbor? This one. Meanwhile, what to do? Go to the spoke one, and now no IP edge RP neighbor. Only one is the neighbor here. So now what I have to do it, I have to define here show run interface tunnel 0. Who is my NHS? 192. This is only the NHS here, and one more NHS. Interface tunnel 0. IP NHRP NHS. Who's the next NHS now? 1.5. 192.168.1.5/24. No, that is not. IP NHRP mapping with what? 192.168.1.5, 15.1.1.1. IP NHRP map multicasting with whom? 15.1.1. That's it. Okay. Now interface tunnel 0. Yeah, along with this, let me get into the spoke 2. Interface tunnel 0. Now IP NHRP NHS 192.168.1.5. IP NHRP mapping with what? 1.5 with what? 15.1.1.1. And this is a unicast, and now just for the multicast. Okay. I think on here I have forgot one command. Show IP NHRP. Sorry. Let me check the neighborship. So IP is down just with the what? Q count. This is with the spoke. It's down here. Just do one thing. Go back to the spoke 1. Interface up and down once, and same on the spoke 2. Now we'll just wait it out. Go back. This is my hub 2. Okay. So run interface tunnel 0. Mapping. Interface tunnel 0. IP NHRP map. Multicast. I have defined just this command. Because I'm a hub, right? On the hub, it should be dynamic. Sure? No. Now just let me go back here. All the interfaces, and just let me make them up and down ones. On hub, then on spoke 1 and spoke 2. Because that was hub. So on the hub, that would be always dynamic. Okay. To IP NHRP neighbor. You count 0. With 1 also, it would be outside. For that, I have defined manual 1. Okay, for this other level C. So IP NHRP neighbor. Now it's to count as getting. This one. This is a just only issue here. Spoke 1, spoke 2. Just wait. Okay. So commands are already there on your drive. First, go through DM VPN. Okay, then only dual hub would be possible. If you would try to get into this directly, then it would be kind of just bouncer here. So PQRS DM VPN. Hub 2, kernel source mode and fair and Sharpie. Okay, sorry. Yes, it would be dynamic only. So IP, JRP, neighbor, all outside. Okay, neighborship has been up. Okay, so if I'll be go back to hub one, this is my hub one here, host name hub one. Show IP, JRP, neighbor. This is also fine. And now if I'll be go back to spoke one. So now see, on the spoke one, how many hubs we have? Two. Okay, so there is a neighborship is up or not. This is just a sequence for sake. Okay, show IP and HRP. Okay, so we have neighborship with what? Both 192 is 1 and we have with the 194. Okay, show IP and HRP. Is there any other further commands? NHS. I have just checked it. Who's my NHS? 1.1 and who's that? 1.5 here. Further just question mark here. Then details, if you would check it, this is all about the details. Okay, so show IP and HRP. And after that, this is summary. And this is if we would tax the stats. Stats. So show IP and HRP. Other things also you can check it out. Dynamic is not there. Okay, summary and all. Otherwise, you can check it out. So how many this one we have? Two. Show IP route AIJRP. Okay, so can you see now? I'm using a phase one right now. What I'm using? Phase one. So right now, how many hubs do I dual hub? We have two hubs here. Let's consider, forget about hub one. As per yesterday, this one and this one. If yesterday we have pinged between these two devices and we did the trace route. How the traffic flow was there? Every time it was like this. Because this was not the phase two, this was just which one? Phase one. So if you would check in hub one now, because hub one is here, I have three information. What is three? Three is about my spoke two. I have to talk about the spoke two here. So how to reach to the spoke two? Via 1.5 and via 1.2. If I did like I'll do here trace route with 3.3.3.3 because trace route like 5 is who's my 5? This is my hub 2 and who is 1? 1 is about my hub one here. So I'm not talking about it because that is directly connected and all because I have direct neighborship. I'm just talking about this one right now. Okay, so we'll see how the packet would be get transferred here. So now just let it just wait and watch. First of all, it's going to 1. Who's 1? Hub 1. Now it would goes to hub 2 and then it would goes to the destination. So now it's about hub 2 and now after that it would be to the spoke here. So what is the traffic flow? Because see, Amit, the question is why it's going to this one? Because this is just a backup of this. If your traffic is going via this and tomorrow if it would be down and after that if your traffic would redirect towards this, so this router doesn't have any information about the previous concept. So how it would work? Say no. So what is the concept here in the dual hub? It would goes to hub 1, then hub 2, and then go to spoke. Okay, so this is spoke 1 and this is spoke 2. Okay, what are the commands needed here? if I'll show you in the command field, show run interface tunnel 0. These are the commands. And how it's going to be helped. So see, yesterday we have already discussed all the commands. So today there is no extra or the non-new special command. This is to create this is what? Create interface. Okay, this is IP address of tunnel interface, right? Then no IP redirect means disabled. Which one? Phase 3. No split horizon. This is for EI GRP packets, or you can EI GRP traffic here. This is multicast dynamic. This is what to enable EIGRP traffic dynamically here. Okay. After that, this is mapping of what? This is now map here, but after that, this is first define NHS. This is what then mapping towards NHS here. Now, who's my NHS? Hub 1 is my NHS here. This is mapping of multicast traffic with Hub 1. Okay. This is enable NHRP. Okay. This is source of GRE, or you can say source of your tunnel here, and this is means enabled here MGRE, means about multi-point GRE. You're familiar with all these commands. So just what you have to do it, just copy and paste. Today I have configured for you. If you want to keep it simple, first finish your phase 1 on all, like, okay, via no split horizon and all. Then go to hub, copy all the configuration, change IP addresses, and then paste it on hub 2. Just on hub 2, additionally, you have to add what? On hub 2, you have to add one additional things, NHS. Who's NHS? Hub 1. That's it. That mapping URL. And after that, on spokes, you have to define what? Who's my new or one more. Okay. So then you have to define who's my NHS there. So 3 things you have to define into that. Who is NHS? How to reach, or you can say mapping with NHS. And this is a multicast mapping with multicast traffic. Okay. That's it. So today, no new command, nothing. The concept ditto same, whatever the command we have used yesterday, same commands I'm talking about today. So this concept is known as your dual hub. So now with same dual hub, further, you have to enable phase 2 and you have to go with phase 3. So in the phase 2, the command is what? No IP next hop self EIGRP 10. So that you have to use on both the devices. Okay, then make that all the interfaces down, then up. After that, it would be neighborship would be up, and after that, packets start exchanging directly spoke to spoke instead of via this one. So after that, you have to try with phase 2 and then phase 3. So whatever the configuration is needed on the hub 1, same configuration would be required on the phase 2, like hub 2. Clear? So this is your dual. Okay, dual hub with single ISP. Clear? DMVPN is completed. Okay, so this is these are the things which you have to practice. First of all, DMVPN. Like first of all, here you have to start with a phase 1, then phase 2, phase 3. After that, IPsec over DMVPN, then dual hub. Okay, dual hub again with phase 1. You have to practice phase 2, phase 3, and then IPsec over dual hub DM VPN. Note it down if you want to make a note key how you have to practice it. This is the sequence. Okay. And before that, you have to practice about MGRE and GRE. Okay. So first of all, then you have to start with their GRE, then IPsec over GRE. After that, in that time only, you have to go with the transport mode, okay, tunnel mode, and then SVTI. After that, MGRE, then IPsec over MGRE here. Okay. Then in MGRE also you have to try with transport mode here. Okay. And you have to try with SVTI. So in DMVPN also, when you would configure IPsec, you can try with the transport and SVTI.
Excuse me, sir.
So these are the things practically we have covered in this week.
Sir, can you hear me?
All done? Clear? Online Gera also, I hope this is clear, right? So now we'll move to the next chapter or next topic now, which is C-based. Okay, or you can say now in short here, okay, like not in short, authentication with digital certificates. With digital certificate. This is the concept about PKI, public key infrastructure. Earlier it was PSK, okay, so now PKI. So today I'll try to finish maximum of its theory. So in the next class directly we can start with the lab. Okay. No, there is a no standby, but in case if your first one of the hub would be down, so then there would be another hub. So your traffic would pass through the another hub there. Okay. This is clear? Now. So let's start. So see, digital certificate session. Earlier, we have seen when I was using or we have configured like site-to-site VPNs, and then we with policy-based, route-based, multiple sites VPN also we have configured. So every time I was using PSK and I was using the key Cisco's and also. So what is the key? There's a key. Key is just a password. Key is just a password here. So now let's consider when one or two guys are working here. So guys, see, when they go to office, okay, or in colleges and schools, so even okay, we have always ID card with us, right? Okay, on the ID card, what are the information would be there? Usually like about if you I'm talking about, let's consider companies. Okay, let's consider my name is Amit. So, okay, and security. Okay, that's it. Okay, after that might be there a scanner, barcode will be there. You can scan the for the further information and all, and then max like blood group and all. Okay, so this is my information here. If I have a scanner, okay, let's consider I'm working in Cisco's and all. Okay, so anyone, okay, so we have to scan our card and then only the gates would open. And there are so many server rooms and the rooms so where you have to use your scanner, then only that would open. Otherwise, that won't. Okay, so that is your identity. What is that? That is your identity. So today or now onwards, and for the next two classes, we are going to be discussed when we are going to be use any VPN. Any VPN. The VPN could be IPsec based, or that could be your SSL. We have to use which one? PKI. Okay, PKI means I'm talking about digital certificate here. So most of time, if I talk about SSL, in SSL, 100% we use, okay, what? PKI. We use which concept? PKI, digital certificate based. So first of all, I have to explain this concept via two ways. One is I'll explain with a normal example on the daily basis, whatever we use it, like google.com, like stuff. And second, I'll explain it as a like CCI lab. Okay, how exactly we have in the CCI lab here. So first I'll start with the google.com. Okay, google.com and whatever. So see, how does it work? So let's consider, first of all, in the previous classes, we have discussed, okay, like we have discussed encryption. We have discussed what? Encryption. For encryption, we have two keys. One is public key, and second, we have what? Private key. So what we have discussed in the earlier classes, public key would perform encryption. Sorry. Public key would perform decryption. Okay. And this is about encryption. This is about what? Encryption. Yesterday, I hope you remember, like we have discussed during encryption, one method before the Diffie-Hellman concept key. Okay. So they would exchange their public keys. Key, okay, this is my private is 1, 2, 3. My public is 4, 5, 6. The private is 4, 1, 2, and the public is 1, 3, 2 here. They would exchange public. So now I have 1, 3, 2, and I have 1, 4, 5, 6. I have to send any data, I'll encrypt with the public key of what? Site 2, I'll send it to, and now who can only decrypt it? Site 2 only can decrypt because they have their own private key there. So that time the encryption was happening. Diffie-Hellman is the combination of that. Okay, the collections of the keys. So separately, if I talk about in this concept here, so who was encrypting? The data was encrypting with the help of what? So see, site A, site B. What we have defined earlier, we have discussed, private is 1, 2, 3. Public is what? 4, 5, 6. Private is 1, not 3. Oh, sorry. 1, 5, 6. And public is a 9, 8, 7. So the private keys cannot be shared. Private keys we cannot share. Only what we can exchange? Public here. So these are both exchanged here. So this is now site B. Which key here? It's public key here. Okay. So what is that? 9, 8, 7. Agree? Right? Second, we have on the another side, side A. This is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now this is the data. Data has to be encrypted. So this data would be encrypted with the help of site B, public key. Encrypted data would be exchanged with the, or would be shared with the site B, and it would now decrypt with the help of its private. So decryption was happening with the private key. This is a decryption here, and this is was, yeah, private key. Yeah, I have mentioned this. Okay, so here now, encryption would be with what? Encryption would be with public, and decryption would be what? Private. Okay, so here when it would reach, so this would be decrypted with the help of private key of site B. Okay, because here when you have encrypted the data with the help of public key of site B, so in this world now, only on this earth, only this device can decrypt with the help of its own private key. Okay, so this concept was there. Now public was doing what? Encryption, right? And private was decryption. Now it's reverse. In PKI, it's reverse here now. Public would perform decryption and private would perform encryption. Note it down, please. It's reverse now. Okay, so this is PKI. Public was encryption, private was decryption, right? Now private is encryption and public is decryption.
Referring to PSK and PKI. Referring to PSK and PKI.
Only PKI. PSK is authentication method. So in this method, there would be some encryption would be required. Where and why, I'll explain now. So earlier the encryption was happening with the normal method, which was like public was doing the encryption and private was decryption. This time it's reverse now. Okay. Clear? Let's start. So now, for example, this is now what is the example in this is my PC, my laptop. I'm connected with internet, and after that, on the internet, multiple servers are there. Okay, multiple server like Facebook server, Insta server, LinkedIn server, Zoom server, and everybody is connected with what? Obviously with internet, right? Okay, this is considered Facebook. This is considered Insta. Next is LinkedIn. Next is, let's consider Netflix. Okay. So I'm going to be work like here. I'm just going to be talk about as per the two scenarios. Two scenarios means one is as a network administrator of these servers. Let's consider as an employee of the Facebook. And on the other side, I'm going to be talk about as a user. Okay. So when I'm now as compared to Netflix, Facebook, Insta, I know billion of users out there. They're accessing it. Okay. When they would talk about, obviously they are going to be browse it. They're going to be use what? Browser. For the browser, they would use HTTP. It's all about for what? Secure. Okay. And for that, they're going to be used SSL. SSL, again, we have concept about encryption, hashing, and then same authentication. Okay, means it has data has to be when we would exchange the data, that should be also encrypted, hashed. But before that, what should be their authentication? I hope you remember the phase one. First, we were exchanging the Haggle, Diffie-Hellman, and later, what was that? Their authentication. Once authentication used to be successful, after that only phase one used to come up, and after phase one, then we used to get into the which phase? Phase two. And phase two was all about the data. And on top of data, then encryption and hashing was happening. Am I right? So first, what we needed? Authentication. What is meaning of authentication in this scenario? Authentication means when a client is going to be connected with a Facebook server. So just client browser want to make sure that yes, I'm connected with the authorized server. Okay, I'm connected with authorized Netflix, LinkedIn, Insta. So question is, Amit, why we have an account login and all? Okay, so that is also concept because see, Netflix will have a username password or not, but that username and password would comes in the role once your connection would be established during the process. That is the later concept, because if you are not able to open your Netflix page itself, okay, how would you log in into that? That is the your username, what kind of subscription you have. Let's consider you do not have any subscription. So do you think you won't be able to access Netflix? At least you would be able to reach to the login page. After that, you're not able to log in because you do not have username and password. But first, we have to establish a connection with that. Clear or not? So same here, when we are going to be talk about when data would be in the motion here. So obviously I cannot use here IPsec. IPsec I can use, but I'm not going to be use it here. I'm going with which concept here? SSL. So here over the internet, when we talk about in the context of these websites and all, in 99.9999% here, which protocol would be there? SSL. Okay. So in SSL now, so first of all, like your IPsec. Okay, first of all, see, we have seen earlier in between site A and site B, we had to exchange the data. So we had to configure what first of all? IPsec tunnel policy based route based, that's fine. But before that, tunnel used to be up, and after that, we used to exchange the data. And how this tunnel would be up after the IPsec message exchange. And how many messages? 9. Clear or not? So same here, we have SSL first. And even before SSL, let's consider I'm just browsing here HTTPS Netflix. Okay, so the first step here, HTTPS uses which transport protocol? SSL use which transport protocol? TCP. Okay, for TCP, we have three-way handshake. What do we have? Three-way handshake. After that, there will be SSL handshake. SSL handshake, 10 messages. And after that, there would be data exchange. Okay, during this SSL handshake, your authentication would be done via DC, digital certificate. Same concept was in the phase one. Phase one was about what? Authentication, and phase two was about. So same here, data exchange is all about phase two. But here SSL is not about phase one and phase two, but this is about kind of what? If I'll compare it with a phase, if I'll compare it with a IPsec, so this is phase one, and this is about what? Phase two. Clear or not? So now we have to talk about here when this authentication would be there in IPsec, there was a fifth and sixth message was there. That message was the encrypted with the help of keying material. Okay, on the both the sides we had the same keying material. So they would now after that, this is encrypted. So and with the help of these keying material, both the sides was able to decrypt the keys there. So now what about this authentication? How it's going to be used? Is this clear? Do you want to make any notes? Make a note. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about authentication. Authentication with digital certificate. And what is digital certificate? That is your ID card. This is going to be very interesting. Yes.
Is your speaker connected to the tele?
Hmm.
Because they have turned the volume down.
That too, and I don't want to touch it. The reason because I don't know where is the button and all.
The first button.
Just could you do that? Why you have turned down it? Like,
Because they are connected it through the.
okay,
HDMI
okay,
cable.
okay, okay. That yesterday, yes. Volume, that is 0. Make it up. Yes, but that's the reason I didn't want you to like. Correct. Make it 50. Guys, could anyone like Annavas, could you speak something? Because we just want to check the volume here. Anyone? Just guys, could you speak?
Yes,
Yes.
you
now-
hear me, sir?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, you were there yesterday during that assessment. So how was that? Out of 10, how much would you score yourself as for the assessment? Like how much you know?
Way too bad.
Is it? Not even basics?
Basic some questions.
Some questions. How many questions was there?
Like in that 5 parts and last 2 were a bit more difficult.
Now you got an idea, right? How exactly does it works?
Kind of. Not
Kind of. That is only sufficient. Now prepare accordingly. Done? This one is done. Now see. So we have to arrange what here first of all? Digital certificate. Okay, because now both the sides. So now see in SSL, we have one concept here. SSL is saying in SSL, once would start with the SSL there would be authentication. And that would be via 2 ways. One is server based and second is server and client based. Server and client based means both the site has to authenticate themselves. Okay, server based means server has to authenticate himself. I am the authorized server, but server and the client on the both, then in that scenario, client also has to be like authenticate himself. Okay, so this is kind of like stuff like this is like about you are just going to the let's consider you. I'm just asking you guys. Okay, guys, are you like have you enrolled in CSS security use or no? I'm just checking your fee receipt and all or whatever your IDs and server and client wins. I'm also asking and you're also asking me same thing. Are you authorized person or not? Okay, so this is on the both the sides. In the real world, when we talk about in the normal users, so we have 99% this concept. We use which one? We use only server based. The reason, because if we will enable server and then client, so client also need what? Digital certificate. And these are the paid services. So right now, as a technical person, okay, so technically what you have to do it, you have to buy as a user, you have to buy certificate from somewhere, you have to upload in your PC. There is a one option I'll show you. But as a non-technical persons, okay, it's not possible for all. And no one want to buy a certificate. So mostly we have which concept? Server based. This is the reason authorized, unauthorized, okay, ethical or non-ethical guys, everybody is able to access Facebook, Instagram, Netflix. So there is no restrictions for that. Okay, so we have which concept? Server-based authentication. So first of all, we are going to be talk about here just authentication, and I'm going to be using the normal example like a google.com and Netflix. So it means I'm going to be talk about which authentication side? Server-based authentication. Okay. So this is as my PC, internet, Netflix. Okay. Now, as a network admin of this server, I have to define here which authentication I'm going to be used here. I'm going to be used here only server-based authentication. Only which one? server based, because I know billion of users are there and it's not possible for them. If they are having internet, that is sufficient, and after that they just can connect with me here. Server based authentication. So means this server has to authenticate himself. Means when this server has to authenticate as a client, when I'll start the connection establishment, okay, after TCP, once there would be SSL. So in SSL we have messages, fourth and fifth message we have, where this client would ask, hey, could you share your digital certificate with me? I just want to verify. I'm not sure, have you seen that kind of errors or not? Sometime what happened, they don't have certificate. Okay, and they are not able to authenticate themselves. So then we get some error here that SSL certificate or the certificate of the destination server is expired. That is what? Expired. And expired means I'm not able to authenticate. Do you want to still do you want to continue with that? So if it's your own server, okay, let's consider this is my server here. You can see right side. This is also HTTPS based, but I'm not using any certificate. So every time, okay, after deleting of my caches and all, when I'm trying to access the server, so there always one question will be there. Okay, this is not secure because certificate is invalid. Do you want to continue? So then you have would be one option there, advance, and then we have to proceed and then continue. So means I'm skipping what? This. And in which scenario you can skip it? When you are accessing your own service. When you are the, okay, let's consider network goes home. We are accessing sometime it's expired and also we can access it. Okay. But what happened as a network goes home, we know when the students would try to access it from outside, even on our website, we have just a basic information. Okay. So when the students would try to access it from outside for the admission perspective, and if they would see this kind of error, so that is also a bad impact. So as a student, we think, yeah, even their website itself is not secure. That is not itself like authentication. They don't have certificates, so how they would teach us? So this kind of stuff we have. Okay. So this is what Netflix. So Netflix obviously don't want to show this kind of, you can say, error to their clients there. Okay. So what happened when, first of all, there would be TCP, then there would be SSL. And during SSL process, what would be there? Authentication. That we will discuss during SSL. We are not talking about any SSL here. So now here, the concept is I have to authenticate. So what we need is certificate here. Need CA certificate. Because I know once my client would access me, they would ask me certificate. So I need a certificate. So how to arrange the certificates here? So there is a different option. You can use your own servers, but let's consider in corporate, there is some organizations, and these organizations, they are just releasing the certificate to the other organizations. For example, there is some organization like GoDaddy.com. Okay, GoDaddy is one of them. DG, CRT, Microsoft is also there, and like that, so many companies. So what happened that time? So let's consider this is GoDaddy.com. Okay. They are also connected with the internet. Okay. Or let's consider this. They need what? Certificate from them. Netflix need what? Certificate from them. So what happened? Now, see, if you need your Aadhaar card and if you need a passport is your identity or not? That in one previous class also we have discussed. Passport is what? Your identity. That is kind of digital certificate. Let's consider you don't have passport. You have to apply to the Indian government. This is one of the Indian government, the Passport Seva Organization. So what you have to do it, you have to apply into this. You would send what? Request for certificate. And along with that, you have to submit your document. The document like Aadhaar card these days, they would ask PAN card, your address details, some of the other documents. So this is the list of my document. I have to submit. They would verify. Even there would be some police verifications and everything. And if all records are clear, then they would release the passport to you. Okay. Same the process would happen here. So what happened here? And yes, in this scenario, we have to pay some fees as well to them. Let's consider that is 2,000 rupees. So this is the fees for that passport. Okay, that identity here. So now these GoDaddy is selling this kind of services. Okay, I'll give you the certificates there. Okay, but you have to pay for that. So first of all, Netflix has to request to the this one. Okay, hey, I just need a what? I need certificate. Hey, I need certificate. Along with that, Netflix would share its own information. What exactly am the organization? Okay. What exactly the categories and the unit of the organization? From which country I am. Okay, these kind of details. Like on the passport, we have details. Now, my name is Amit Tawar. I'm from this basic. That is my details over here. So these details has to be shared with them. And after that, GoDaddy would release one certificate to whom? To this. So this is releasing what? Digital certificate. Okay. So this GoDaddy has a concept about key, about the private key. And let's consider 1, 2, 3. And then it has a public key of what? 4, 5, 6. So encryption would happen with private key and decryption would happen with which key? With the public key. It was earlier, it was public and private, and now it's private and public. So this certificate, let's consider this is that digital certificate here now. This is the digital certificate here. The GoDaddy has to release to whom? Netflix. So it would now share this certificate and it would be encrypted with what? Private key of GoDaddy. Private key of what? GoDaddy, and it would send this certificate to whom? To this digital certificate. Okay, now Netflix is happy because they have digital certificate. As a client, I'm trying to access it. Okay, during that exchange, I'll ask you, hey, could you share your digital certificate? Because I just want to authenticate. This server would do? It would send this certificate to whom? Hey, this is my certificate. But this certificate is now exchanged, and now it would ask you, okay, now you can just check it out. So this is what? Encrypted. So what this guy would, now this guy would be like, yeah, you have shared the certificate, you are trying to authenticate, but I'm not able to decrypt because what I don't have, I do not have the like public key of. Are you getting my point? Up to here, any doubt, any questions? Online guys, any doubt, any questions? Yes, online guys, I hope everyone is there.
Yes, sir. No, yes, sir. No doubt.
Any doubt, any clear? Or like any questions? Anyone? All clear. Okay. Now, so what is there? The problem is on the which side? Because this case, see, you asked me about certificate. Certificate is there, but this is in the encrypted format here. You just check it out, and now you just do the encryption, decryption, and then authenticate myself. So process is pending on this side, but this side is missing. What we are missing here? We are missing public key of 456. So now, what exactly the business model here? The business model is GoDaddy would, like Netflix has to pay to the whom? GoDaddy. Now, GoDaddy also knows that in the corporate and overall, majorly, the guys, okay, the people, they are using 2-3 browsers like Google Chrome, right? Firefox, Internet Explorer. So what is saying, I'll do one thing. Let's consider, I'll talk about Google Chrome, Google One. So this is the organization of what? Google Chrome. So what they would do, it would contact the Google Chrome. It would contact, hey, I'm releasing the certificates in the corporate in the market. Okay, and the clients and the companies, they are buying it from me. Okay, and mainly which company? Netflix and all. So what the problem would be there, how I have to exchange their public keys. Okay, and as a client, I cannot request every time to the organizations and to the destinations companies, Netflix or Prime Videos and Hotstar and all, okay, share your public key. That is not a feasible solution. As a non-technical person, I just want a solution. So what is the solution here now? GoDaddy would contact with the Google Chrome and they would ask them, in your browser, kindly keep my keys. Okay, in your browser, kindly keep my public key. And that public key is about what? 1, 2, 3. That public key is known as here root certificate. What is called, that concept is known as root certificate. And this is that private, okay, this is known as what? Root certificate. Okay, so here root certificate will be there. So let's consider this is, I'm using a Google Chrome here. In the Google Chrome, I have a root certificate. Root certificate means public key of what? GoDaddy, and which is what? 456 here. So next time, if I would send a request and it would send, it's now digital certificate, I have a key to what? Decrypt this. So now I'll able to decrypt it. I'll able to check it. Yes, that is the authorized one. The question is, Amit, how this device will check it? This certificate is valid or not? Only it would check one thing into that. That is known as expiry date, the end date of certificate. On passport is already expired. Do you think that is going to be worked out? No. Okay. So what is that? End date of certificate. So if it's under the date said it's not expired, it would accept it, and then it would start for the further communication. Okay, or else it would be stopped. Then only it would send one message to you, that certificate is invalid. Do you want to continue or not? If you would continue, then further process or further communication would start, or else it would stop it there. Okay, so this is the way how does it works. Clear or not? Do you want to make any notes? Okay. Clear? So this is the concept, how does it works here. Okay, so same, this is done. So what will be there? Let's consider we have Netflix, Prime, GoDaddy, some different Netflix, Prime, Hotstar, and all. This is internet, and this is my PC here. Okay, so all are connected with internet. I'm also connected with internet. So they would vote what? their digital certificate from different organizations. For example, one is from GoDaddy, one is from DGCRT and all. Okay. And their public keys would be stored where? Into my test. Okay. So now let's consider, I'll go with LinkedIn. There's a LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I'll show you. Click on this. Connection is secure. Okay. Click on the connection is secure and certificate is showing what? Valid here. Click on this. So now, is this visible or not? Because the size would remain same. No. So now this is the common name. Common name is linkedin.com. I just told you organization kind of stuff will be there. LinkedIn Corporation. What is the unit? They have not mentioned. Optional. Okay. Issued by whom? DGCRT. Whose the organization? DGCRT. This is the organization name. DGCRT Corporation here. Unit, not the part of certificate. Validated period here. Issued on what? Friday, June 2nd, 23 at what time? 5:30 a.m. Expire on December 3rd. So till that, this is valid. And these are the fingerprints here. Fingerprints means signature. Okay. So this is one. After that, let's consider, I'll go with Netflix. Okay. Get into this, check, not site settings, sorry. Get into this, check, not cookies, connection secure, certificate here. This is again whose? DGCRT. Okay. After that, let's consider, I'll go with Networkers Home because we are not using DGCRT because they have standards. So their prices for certificate is also more. Okay. So connection is secure, certificate is valid, issued by R3. R3 can be my own server also. Okay. After that, any other websites? Let's consider Facebook. Connection is secure, certificate again. So most of time, which one is there? DGCRT. Any other website? I'll get into the X. Now, connection is secure, certificate, again DGCRT. Any other, any websites, anything? The daily uses, on the daily basis, we use these only. Zoom, connection secure, again DGCRT. Okay, YouTube, let's check it out about YouTube. This is different. This is which one? GTS. Okay. So different organizations and they are using the different certificates. Where we would have the root certificate or the like keys. Public key is known as now root trusted certificate here. So get into your settings of the Google Chrome and just type here CRT certificate mean CERT. Get into this is open to get into security and manage device certificates. And then you can see trusted root certificate. So you can see here AAA, Actalines, AdTrust. Okay. We have class 3. These are the DGCRTs. Okay. After that, GoDaddy also I'll show you. These are the two from the GoDaddy. GTS. GTS is from what? YouTube. So this is the GTS. Okay, so these are the paid services. An organization, how it would works. In organization, let's consider for my internal employees. This is one of my server. Okay, this is the one server is for my internal employees and they only can access it. I'm not giving it the public access. Okay, so these are my employees. They are inside my network only. I am using some private network and whatever. This is my network. This is not internet. This is my private network, wireless. I'm just using it. They're connected with this. Everybody is using private IP and all. So this is one of the HTTP SAL. So here what I want in the organization itself, I just want more security. For that, what I'll do, I need a CS server, but GoDaddy and all these are the paid services. What I'll do, I'll just create, and this is GoDaddy and all. This is known as CA server. What is that? CA server. And Netflix would be what? Act as a CA client here. CA means certificate authority. So this is my CA server. I'll use Microsoft 2016, 2019, 2022 servers. These are the servers. Or I can use here Cisco router as well. In our lab, we have to use Cisco router as a CA server. We have to convert that. Okay. So this is Microsoft server. So what we have to do it? It would release the certificate to us. So obviously it has a what? Public key, which is 1, 2, 3, and then it has a private key here, 4, 5, 6. So now this public key earlier, so go like this one, Google Chrome was doing this task for us, but right now obviously I'm not going to be connected with the Google because they would ask me again, you have to pay. We'll do that for, but I need only my 3 members are going to be accessed. So what I'll do from here, I'll download root certificate. What I'll do it, download root certificate. I'll take, this is my root certificate is known as public key, guys. That is about this root certificate. I'll take it to these devices and I'll upload in their browsers. Okay, and how I'll upload it? Manage certificate, trusted root certificate, import. Import, next, browse it. Where is certificate? So wherever you have certificate, upload it, and next time close your browser once, then open it again, and then it would work into this. So this is the concept about what we have, digital certificate. How in CSA lab it will be there? This is the, in the corporates we use it. This is the normal one where everybody is using that, but this is are the paid inside the corporate, free of cost. Okay. Now in CSA lab exam, there would be, it would be the same concept. Okay. We have to configure one tunnel between these two sites. It would act as a site A. It would act as a site B here. This is a CA server. So on site A and site B, we have to download the certificate from where? From here, and then we have to configure. That's it. Clear or not? SSL I'm not going to be configured because we haven't discussed SSL till now. Okay, so I'm going to be use which one? IPsec. So IPsec also authentication. We have seen earlier which method? PSK. But in IPsec we have which concept again? PKI also. So then we have to finish this. So in the next class, I'll start with the lab. Okay, and we have to get into the which we have to use which devices? Cisco's router devices. So we are not going to be talking anything about SSL because this is not a SSL batch class, sorry. So we are going to be talking about CA. So then what we have to discuss, how to configure it as a CA server, how to configure them as a CA client, download the certificate, and after that normal IPsec configuration. Because IPsec, so you know configuration. Just earlier I was using key. So key is fine, IPsec configuration is fine, but first we need certificate. And for that you have to download. And for that, you have to make your sites as a client and one device as a server. And we have to just download the certificate from there. So in the next class, we will talk about all this. Meanwhile, try to go through one thing, that is NTP. Okay. So in the next class, I'll explain a bit about the NTP also. Okay. And then we would come, because for this, the step number 1 is NTP. We have to configure, and that would take 30 minutes to synchronize. Okay, so next class, first, the moment once I'll start it, first I'll log in into the devices, I'll configure NTP. After that, it would take 30 minutes. Then in next 15 to 20 minutes, I'll explain NTP. And then we will talk about the commands for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And after that, we will just configure it. Okay, so now next class will be on Wednesday. Okay, it will be only online. Timing will remain same, and we'll start with the CA lab. Next class will be about just a bit long. The reason of NTP. So sometimes NTP synchronizations take up to 1 hour also. So if I'll finish my all theory in the first half an hour, after that for the next half an hour, we have to wait if it wants synchronized. Okay. And we cannot cancel, we cannot stop in between because next day again, we have to start from the same point. Okay. So I'm done from my side. If you have any doubt, if you have any questions, you guys can ask me. I hope yesterday's video I have, like, I think I have uploaded, right? I think so, yeah. So this video also I'll upload in the next 15 to 20 minutes. First question to online guys. Any doubt, any questions? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes, please.
we saw digital certificate of networkers home. So issuer was it was mentioned as R3.
Right.
So is it our own
No,
private?
These are some small organizations. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So who's releasing it? So there it's cheaper. Now security is less because this is not the only security on digital certificate. For that, you have to get into digital certificate properly. So there is some extra features of the security. Okay. So features is equals to the price of the certificates.
Okay, sir.
But most of the bigger organizations are using which one? DGCRT. So it means that is one of the trustworthy, or obviously they are providing something better than others. So that's the reason to bigger organization like Facebook, like Meta and Netflix. We checked with the LinkedIn, Twitter. Everyone is using which one? DGCRT. Okay. Yes. Any other doubt? Any questions? Anyone else? Karthik, Pawan, Sarang. I hope all clear. All clear? Okay. Okay, guys. So then now see you on Wednesday directly. Okay. Who is doing ASA weekend with me? We don't have any session on Saturday. I'm only. So ASA session would be on Sunday. Okay. But still in the group also I'll update you. Okay.
8 to 11 hours.
I'll update you. Okay. Okay, guys. So shall I close the meeting? All clear?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Clear.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Take care. Have a nice weekend and the long weekend. Thank you.